On the 136th episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast, we're going to be talking about some MLB offseason signings and news. College baseball has officially begun. We are going to be ranking the top 5 players with the most points in a single NFL season, talking about Chris Paul's abrupt retirement. And make sure you use code HatTrick Sports when checking out at w.gg for 10% off your order. Roll it! Welcome to HatTrick Sports, starring your host, Isaiah Carpenter. Bringing you the biggest sports headlines every week. This is the HatTrick Sports Podcast. All right, we are here filming episode 136 of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. We didn't record last week. This is the first episode in 2 weeks. I haven't recorded in 2 weeks. There was a ton of Super Bowl content that I pushed out 2 weeks ago. Last week, there was almost zero content that I pushed out. Basically, just locked of the day, and that was it. But we are back in full force. Going to be having TikToks and short-form content out every day, like usual. Again, it's been a busy week. Last week was a very busy week, especially after the Super Bowl and just everything going on. But it's good to be back, filming the podcast, episode 136. There are no sports on. MLB is in the offseason. It's about to start up here in a few weeks, especially with the World Baseball Classic. NBA is in their All-Star break. NHL, there's no games on. And then NBA is in their All-Star break. I already said that. Then the NFL, obviously the Super Bowl just finished up. So not a whole lot of sports going on, but there's a lot of sports news going on, a lot of MLB sports news going on, and that's where we are going to start off with, is with MLB news. Nick Castellanos signs with the Padres. So a whole bunch of Nick Castellanos news came out last week. It first started off, he was released because the Phillies couldn't trade him. Let me move over to the tab right here. The Phillies released Nick Castellanos on Thursday after the team wasn't able to make a deal to trade him. And when he got released, he heard that there were rumors going around that there was going to be that there was going to be a story put out about Nick Castellanos, about an incident that happened in September in Miami. So basically what happened is, I'm pretty sure Nick Castellanos is from here. Where is Nick Castellanos from? Yeah, Nick Castellanos is from Florida. So the Phillies played the Marlins in September in a series, and Rob Thompson benched him later in the game, and Nick Castellanos wasn't happy about it. He wasn't happy about the team rules that the Phillies have in place. So what he did is he brought a beer down into the dugout. Now, luckily, some teammates took that beer away from him before he could drink it, but he basically was not happy. And he wrote all this in a letter because, again, he heard that there were rumors that there was a story that was going to be put out about this whole incident. So he clarified the story. You could call it an apology letter, a clarification letter, whatever. He got whatever you want to call that. But we have sources. There was a source that told me after this incident happened, probably around November, we have a source that is very close with Nick Castellanos, claiming that Nick Castellanos claims that Rob Thompson drinks heavily. Now that's wild, because I was told a few months ago that there was a lot of internal conflict in the Phillies organization, and that included Rob Thompson drinking a lot and a lot of players on the Phillies and front office guys, coaches drinking a lot on the Phillies, and that it just wasn't that I don't know what the word is, but business. I don't know how to call it. It wasn't that professional. It wasn't that professional in the Phillies organization, and that there were some guys, and he made sure to specifically say Rob Thompson was a heavy drinker. Now, this was before this story came out. This was before the September incident came out. It was after the September incident in Miami, but before it was publicly announced. All I knew was that there was internal conflict with Nick Castellanos in the front office and Rob Thompson, but it was crazy when this story came out just a few days ago that Nick Castellanos admitted to bringing a beer into the dugout, but it was after he told our source that Rob Thompson was a heavy drinker. It makes you think a little bit, hey, maybe Castellanos was trying to bring Thompson beer, or maybe he was trying to show Thompson, hey, you drink all the time, why can't I? Because, again, there was a lot of internal conflict with Nick Castellanos and the Phillies. that wasn't really made public until recently. And just all of the dots connecting in my head over the last few days. But yeah, somewhere around November, the source came to us basically saying there's an internal conflict and that Castellanos claims that Rob Thompson was a heavy drinker. And then, again, the story comes out and it's just crazy. But he did have a down year last year, and the Phillies still got to pay him the $20 million, and the Padres have to pay the veteran minimum of $780,000 to Nick Castellanos. He signed a one-year deal with the Padres. And yeah, again, Castellanos saying that Thompson drinks heavily is crazy. And this was before this was all made public, and that may have something to do with the incident in Miami because a lot of Castellanos' family and friends were there watching him in Miami, and he wasn't pleased that he got benched. So yeah, the internal conflict stuff happening, and Castellanos claiming that Thompson is a heavy drinker, and then this incident comes out. It's crazy. Yeah, and I guess good for him for addressing the situation. But when you know a little bit more about the past behind this, it all kind of makes sense now. But we're gonna move on from that. I don't want anybody to get in trouble from that. That's not Castellanos' fault, and I guess Thompson could do whatever he wants in his free time. But Diamondbacks ace Zac Gallen re-signs with the Diamondbacks for a one-year, $22.05 million deal. That is the qualifying offer, but when he was given the qualifying offer, he declined it, and basically, they went into negotiation, and then after the negotiation, they settled on the exact same price. So again, he's going to stay with the Diamondbacks for another year, $22.05 million. $14 million is in deferrals, and that's not a bad payday for a guy who last year went 13-15 with a 4.83 ERA. He played in 33 games, 192 innings pitched, 175 strikeouts. That's actually not horrible. 175 divided by 33. What's 175 divided by 33? No, it was a little worse than I thought. But yeah, that's over 5 strikeouts to start. 1.260 whip. Again, didn't have a great year. He peaked. Zac Gallen definitely peaked in 2023. I'm pretty sure he was third in Cy Young at that time. I have his stats right here. Let me see here. But, yeah, Zac Gallen definitely peaked in 2023. He had 4.4 wins above replacement, 17-9, 3.47 ERA, even though his lowest ERA, and again, I guess it doesn't really count. He only played in 7 games that year. But, like, in a full season, his lowest ERA was 2.54. He pitched in 31 games. He was 5th in Cy Young that year. What was that, 2022? Yeah, so like 2022, 2023 is when he peaked. $22 million for a year isn't that bad. Career-wise, 20 wins above replacements, 66 wins, 52 losses, 3.58 career ERA, and 176 starts. Not horrible. He's pitched over 1,000 innings. That's actually kind of a feat. It's actually pretty good. But, yeah. Zac Gallen resigns with the Diamondbacks. Nothing big, just another sign in here. But Max Muncy and Kiké Hernández return to Los Angeles. Kiké Hernández always announces himself when he resigns, just the last few times he's resigned. And he posted on Instagram, he said, "What else did you expect? 3 in a row has a ring to it." And I think he's hinting at a 3rd ring. It would be a 4th ring for him. He won 2020, 2024, and 2025. Was he on the 2020 team? Was Kiké Hernández on the 2020 Dodgers? I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, what year? Yeah, he was definitely on the team. And then he returned in 2023, played for 2024. Yeah, but he's back. Kiké Hernández is back. He signs a 1-year, $4.5 million extension with the Dodgers. He's a great postseason and clubhouse guy. He always keeps the vibes up. The vibes are high when he's around, and then he has that postseason experience. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in the postseason with the Dodgers, 10 times? He's been in the postseason 10 times in his career. He knows what it's like. He knows how to get guys up, and there are some guys, new guys for the Dodgers that are going to be a little shy. I'm not even sure about shy, but new to the postseason kind of era, and Kiké Hernández kind of glues that together. So even if he doesn't play at all during the 162-game regular season, $4.5 million to the Dodgers is definitely worth it to keep Kiké Hernández. Max Muncy also signed a 1-year, $10 million guaranteed extension with the Dodgers, $7 million salary for the 2027 season, and a $10 million team option, 3-year million buyout for 2028. Max Muncy isn't the best third baseman in the league defensively, but like he's good enough to be on the Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like there are teams with worse third basemen, and I know as a Dodgers fan, I can't complain about my team having Max Muncy when we have an absolute super team. So yes, Muncy isn't our best player for the Dodgers, but at the same time, there are better guys out there. But I'm not complaining. $10 million, again, to the Dodgers, $10 million. Just hand him the money, keep him on the team. I would like a better third baseman, but, that might not always happen. That's not going to happen. Alex Vesia, more Dodgers news. Alex Vesia has made his first public appearance since the loss of his daughter. So if you guys don't know, in the World Series, so just before the World Series last year, Alex Vesia was taken off of the World Series roster. There was a few days of questioning, hey, what happened? And then it was like, oh, it was a family emergency. And then he remembered that his wife, Kayla, was pregnant. Not good. His daughter ended up being born and immediately passing. Alex Vesia said in the 7-minute statement that he got to change diapers, read a book to his daughter, Sterling, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. You could tell that it's really, like, the last 4 months have really weighed down on him. And, yeah, he talks about all the support that he's gotten. He says that the Blue Jays organization is a first-class organization, talking about the 51s that they wrote on their hat, talking about Garland's was the first one that he noticed, texted his brother. Then he said that the entire bullpen all had 51s on their hats. And this is during a World Series. This is during a, win or go home World Series kind of thing, and they still stuck up because it's bigger than baseball, man. I mean, you got to feel bad for Alex Vesia. His daughter died during the prime of his career in the Dodgers, going to the World Series. He couldn't play in the World Series because of it, but I don't think he was really caring about that. He did say that he watched the entire World Series with his wife, even though times were obviously tough about him. He did grow his beard out a little bit. You could tell he was going back to Camelback Ranch in Arizona. He definitely grew some facial hair, and yeah, you got to feel for him. He says that him and his wife started therapy and all that and start talking to people, and that there was a lot of support. Overall, he was thankful for all the support that him and his wife have had over the last 4 months. It's sad. It's really sad to see, but I'm hoping he comes back better than ever. He said that he's been in the gym a lot, which is good. I like our pitchers in the gym. I know it's not for that exact reason, but it's good. He's going to be a big part of our bullpen. He's going to he's probably going to be just a reliever, and then Edwin Diaz is going to be a closer, and Alex Vesia is an all-star. Actually, I don't even know if he's an all-star. He's a great reliever, though, and you can't hate the guy. Let's talk about the 2026 ABS guidelines. So some clarifications to the new ABS system and rules and challenges have been announced in the MLB for the 2026 season. Chris Sale says that he will not challenge a single call. He says that the umpires have their jobs of calling balls and strikes, and that he is too greedy and too biased towards himself. He said that the catchers do very well this season, or now, in this era of framing balls, and that it just wouldn't be, he didn't say that it wouldn't be fair, but he said that he would be too greedy with the call. He says that he thinks some balls are strikes, and that he doesn't want a wasted challenge for his team. So that's not to say that his catcher isn't going to challenge any calls, or I think the manager can manage calls. I'm not sure. I think it's just the pitcher, catcher, and manager that can challenge calls. But he says that he will not do it. He says that the umpires have their jobs and that he'll trust them, even though I'm pretty sure he was part of some controversy of balls and strikes. I don't know. But some clarifications. The MLB says that if a team enters extra innings without a challenge, that they will be given an extra one every inning. The challenges will not accumulate if not used. Teams will never have more than one challenge per extra inning unless they entered extra frames with their original 2 intact. So what's going to happen is that a team is going to have 2 ball strike challenges tap on the head. Hey, if you challenge it and they reverse the call, you were right, you retain the challenge. If you get it wrong, then you lose the challenge. But they are saying that if you have no more challenges left in the 10th inning, that they will give you a challenge, but you can't keep that challenge for the 11th inning. It doesn't accumulate. But let's say you only used one challenge during the 9-inning game, then you have one challenge left. They will give you an extra challenge in the 10th inning, so you'll have two challenges. And let's say you use the two challenges in the 10th inning, then you only have one in the 12th. Let's say you don't use any, then you'll have two in the 12th. It's not that hard to comprehend. The MLB also announced that a pitch may not be challenged if a position player is pitching. I don't agree with that. How do you define a position player? Shohei Ohtani can technically be a position player. Kiké Hernández can technically be a pitcher. I don't know how they are going to clarify that. Maybe it's if a player was playing on the field in that game and comes into pitch, that's considered a position player. But let's say Kiké Hernández isn't playing that day for some whatever reason, and they have to bring him in to pitch in the 12th inning. I wouldn't classify him as a position player for that game. But even no matter what, if it's a position player or not, I want the right calls to be called. I feel like it shouldn't matter if it's a position player or a Cy Young Award winner. I don't care who's pitching. I want the right calls, and I don't like that limitation that the MLB has implemented. This was all like during a press conference in Palm Beach on Thursday. They also announced that the league is adding a tweak to its obstruction rule. They said a runner who initiates contact with a fielder with the intent to draw an obstruction call, which is an what is it called? Not an arguable call, an opinionated call. It says that they will be called out. This sometimes occurs in rundowns when a base runner purposely runs into a fielder hoping to be declared safe due to obstruction. Umpires have now been told to ignore such attempts and instead called the runner out. I'm not sure what I think about that rule. I'm not hating that rule. I think it'll save a lot of guys. But then at the same time, like I think about guys at home plate that try to get that obstruction call. It's just I can't think of the word, not an opinionated call. Yeah, I don't know what that word is. Why can't I think of that? What's the word to describe a call in baseball that I don't know how to explain the word. I don't know why I can't think of this word. Opinion called. I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of is, but man, that's gonna mess with me. But yeah, they said the umpires have to ignore the attempts. Additionally, owners voted to enforce a rule which requires base coaches to remain in their respective boxes until a pitch is delivered. Now, this happened either last season or the season before, I believe with the Yankees third base coach kind of getting back to see the pitch grip, I believe, or maybe he was trying to look into the catcher's legs, something like that, but they weren't staying in their box, which has never really been enforced all that well. But I'm down for this rule. I mean, it's not illegal, like they're not using trash cans or cameras or nothing to steal signs, but I like the idea of coaches having to stay in their box until the pitch is thrown, and then once the pitch is thrown, like, hey, especially the third base coach, like the third base coach has different positions where he has to stand, like if the ball's in the outfield, Rotor's rounding second, going to third. Maybe he wants him to score or he needs another look. So the third base coach will stand more towards home plate than in the box. So I don't mind that rule. Just stay in the box until the pitch is delivered. Then you can do whatever you want. Give your signs from that box. Yeah, I'm down for that rule. I didn't see when I was making these notes that until a pitch is delivered, that's where I was going to say like they're going to have to move outside the box after the pitch is delivered. But yeah, that makes sense. And I like that rule. Again, just trying to take away the sign stealings. Let signs be part of baseball. If there's a guy at second looking in, let him. But don't, the coaches, I get it. You're trying to get the advantage. It's not worth it, bro. Just to look at the grip and then try to relay the signs in 0.2 seconds for the batter to look at you before looking at the ball. John Boy Media did a breakdown on that, I think, last year or the year before, and I'm pretty sure it was with the Yankees third base coach, and it caused a little scuffle. But, yeah, It's not that big of a deal, for being honest. The MLB is considering a partnership with Kalshi and Polymarket. Now, this is in the mix of Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz's federal cases against betting against themselves. So, this has been like a year-long thing. Clase was about to be traded at the trade deadline. And actually, I have a theory that Emmanuel Clase was going to get traded to the Dodgers, and if they did that and then they found out about all of this, the Dodgers not only would have lost a lot, but wouldn't have ended up getting Edwin Diaz. That's just my little theory that I've been thinking about since it all happened. I don't think that the Dodgers would have Edwin Diaz if Emmanuel Clase was caught for throwing pitches, like literally and figuratively throwing games. But yeah, it's crazy to think about butterfly effect. I'm for it. Like, the MLB can have advertisers of Polymarket and Kalshi and Underdog and Hard Rock Bets and all that. Just don't, like, announce that you made a partnership with them. Just, like, let it be, like, a commercial and an ad in it. Because you're just going to get a lot of hate on it. You're going to get a lot of backlash on it, and it's just not going to end well. It's not going to end well because, again, guys are going to be like, hey, you're suspending guys, or guys going to jail for sports betting, and then, like, you have a Kalshi commercial come on next. It's not a great look, but, again, I don't care. Like, I'm not the players know their contracts, and they know that they cannot bet on sports, on baseball, on themselves, against themselves. They know that. Like, they're big boys, you know what I mean? Like, they're grown men. They know that, and an advertisement shouldn't really affect that. So I'm all for it. Like, the MLB can do it. I just know that they're going to get a lot of backlash for it. And, like, yeah, you get an announcer talking about Emmanuel Clase, and then after that, Kalshi commercial comes on. Like, it's not a great look, but again, I don't care. They're grown men. They signed contracts. They know what they signed. They know what they signed up for. They're making millions of dollars. I get it. It's an addiction, but, like, come on. Oh, all right, let's move on to the NBA. Chris Paul retires after 21 seasons in the NBA. So, where are we? He was traded from the Clippers to the Raptors on February 4th, and then on Friday, the Raptors waived him. He announced in the offseason that this was going to be his last season. 21 years, never won an NBA ring. It's kind of sad, and it sucks that he couldn't get a ring, but he's 40 years old. He's a 12-time All-Star, 11-time member of the All-NBA teams, 9-time All-Defensive team member, 2006 Rookie of the Year. 2006, that was 20 years ago. He was Rookie of the Year. 2-time Olympic gold medalist. The dude's had a career. Hall of Fame, yay times 1,000. It's not even a question, Hall of Fame, yay or nay. Definitely a yay. But yeah, like I said, he was traded from the Clippers, where he had some conflicts with and all of that, to the Raptors. Everybody knew he wasn't going to play for the Raptors, so they ended up just waiving him on Friday. And then on Instagram, he announced that he was retiring. Let me go to Instagram and see the exact post that he posted. Chris Paul, never trust a guy with two first names, first of all. Yeah, he said, this is it. After over 21 years, I'm stepping away from basketball. As I write this, it's hard to really know what I feel, but for once, most people would be surprised. I don't have the answer, lol. He says, but mostly I'm filled with so much joy and gratitude. While this chapter of being an NBA player is done, the game of basketball will forever be ingrained in the DNA of my life. I've been in the NBA for more than half of my life, spanning 3 decades. It's crazy even saying that. Playing basketball for a living has been an unbelievable blessing that also came with lots of responsibility. I embraced it all, the good and the bad. As a lifelong learner, leadership is hard and is not for the weak. Some will... Oh my goodness, I cannot read today. Some will like you and many people won't, but the goal was always the goal and my intentions were always sincere. He says, I love competing. So, yeah, it's sad that he has to retire and that he has to go out like that. Like, there was supposed to be like the last season was supposed to be like a farewell tour, and he kind of just got cut. And yeah, he'll forever be a legend and Hall of Fame. You know, the countdown to the Hall of Fame officially starts. Yeah, he ranked second in NBA history with 12,552 assists and 2,728 steals. He was the first player to score at least 20,000 points while recording at least 10,000 assists. And yeah, it sucks that he has to go out like this. It sucks that he had all that drama going on late in his career. But he says that he wanted to be a better dad, so he'll won't miss as much with his kids and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, I only read the first part. Yeah, I'm not reading the whole letter, but yeah, there was a whole thing about that. But yeah, it sucks. Point God, and yeah, that's it. That's it for Chris Paul. Let's more NBA news. LeBron James becomes the oldest player to drop a triple-double. I did this on Lock of the Day. I locked in the Lakers to beat the Mavs. Luka wasn't playing. He was hurt, but this will always be an iconic matchup for as long as Luka plays for the Lakers. Lakers ended up winning. Triple-doubles are becoming more common, but in the Mavs versus Lakers game the other night, LeBron dropped 28 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds, making him the oldest player in NBA history to record a triple-double. His last triple-double was over a year ago. I believe it was February 5th, 2025. Karl Malone was the oldest player to have a triple-double before LeBron. Karl Malone's last triple-double was when he was 40 years and 127 days old. Right now, LeBron James is 41 years and 44 days old, so nearly a year older than Karl Malone, another great. He scores a triple-double. But again, in this day and age, triple-doubles are more common. 28 points. I'm not going to say that's bad, because 28 points is good in the NBA, but it's we've seen higher. 12 assists, 10 rebounds. It's just all that combines as a 41-year-old. It's pretty impressive for LeBron James. So congratulations to LeBron. Just another thing to check off in the books. Oldest player to score a triple-double. Let's talk about college baseball. College baseball has officially begun. Now, LSU won last year's College Baseball World Series, but you have some pretty good teams coming up this year who didn't have the opportunity last year or got eliminated in College World Series last year. You got teams like UCLA. You got Texas. Mississippi State's usually good at baseball. Coastal Carolina, not a Power 5 team, but they are also pretty good. It's exciting. College baseball is exciting. You look at guys like Paul Skeens, who was just in the College Baseball World Series a couple years ago and is already winning Rookie of the Years and Cy Youngs and all of that. Actually, I don't think he won Cy Young. Scuba won Cy Young. But yeah. College baseball, it's a fun time. It's the future of baseball. I don't follow it as much as I follow MLB and stuff like that, but you like seeing guys come up. You like seeing guys that are going to be the next big thing. The next Clayton Kershaw could be playing at UCLA right now. They got their first win against UC San Diego, 8-4 in their season opener. Again, I did that for Lock of the Day. UCLA is going to be good. I think UCLA is going to be good. LSU is always good, and LSU is going to stay to be good. But yeah, that's just a little college baseball news. Let's move on to the top 5 most points scored in a single NFL season. Oh my goodness, Jason Myers is at number 1. But we are going to start off at number 5. Gary Anderson for the Vikings in 1998 scored 184 points in a season. Now, all of these are going to be impressive, but number 1's the most impressive by far, and I'm going to tell you why, and this is coming from an unbiased opinion. Number 4, you have Mark Mosley. He scored 185 points for the Washington Redskins in 1983. Number 3, you have Emmitt Smith in 1995 for the Cowboys. He scored 186 points in a season. And then for the Chargers in 2006, scoring 198 points, you have LaDainian Tomlinson. He scored for the San Diego Chargers in 2006, scored 198 points. But none of that matters because number 1, the player with the most points in a single season, including regular and playoffs, is Jason Myers, the kicker for the Seattle Seahawks in the 2025 season, scoring 206 points for the Seattle Seahawks. He played in 20 games, and he is part of the reason why we won the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was a kick fest for the Seahawks for the first 3 quarters, first 3 quarters like that. And honestly, throughout the season, Sam Darnold couldn't always get a touchdown. There were games where Jason Myers was the only player to score points for the Seahawks, and they won. They won 206 points in a 17-game season, plus 20 games, whatever. But think about this. He's a kicker. He is a kicker and scored 206 points this season in 20 games. He averaged 10.6 points a a game this season as a kicker. That is over 3 field goals a game. Now, obviously, we had touchdowns and extra points and stuff like that, but averaging 10.6 points a game for an entire season for a Super Bowl champion as a kicker, that's nuts. That's nuts. But Jason Myers, people were mad that he didn't win Super Bowl MVP, but they were all chip shots. Like, yes, he made every field goal in the Super Bowl. They were all chip shots. Kenneth Walker deserved to be MVP, and that's coming from a Seahawks fan. Like, I think that Kenneth Walker deserved the MVP over Jason Myers. They're just all chip shots. That's all it was. All right, that is going to wrap it up on the 136th episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Again, it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks since we last recorded, but thank you all for tuning in and watching for episode 136. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, iHeartRadio, literally anywhere you listen to podcasts, YouTube for all of the visuals. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Go to shop@HatTrickSports.com, get the best merch around, and we will see you guys next week for episode 137.